Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. Alright, coming at you guys with a Warzone video. This is all about Season 3. There is a tremendous amount of hype around this right now. I know most of you guys are just here for the GTA stuff, but I know some of you do like the FPS stuff that I do and the Warzone and things like that. So I want to kind of catch you guys up if you don't know what's going on. It's been seeing random clips here and there. But yeah, so the map of Verdansk, or Warzone as we know it, is over. It's done. And it was like a 2 day event that they held, and I kind of want to catch you up on it. So, yesterday, when you spawn into Verdansk, the whole map basically has zombies and radiation on it, right? And this is basically the last map that you're able to play. They did this particular part, or part one of the event. They held it for like 3 hours, okay? So you could replay it over and over for like 3 hours. Nobody wins the game. Nobody wins at all. Basically, what happens is that once everybody turns into a zombie, once you die and turn into a zombie, the map gets nuked, right? So right here, I died. I was like one of like four left. There's no way out. There's no way of winning. You turn into a zombie, and then the nuke is inbound. Okay, and I don't know. I'm kind of torn on how this whole story arc is kind of gone with the game. It's kind of just weird. We'll talk about it though. Anyway, so here we go. This happens. We're talking to somebody on the comm. They're like, "There's zombies everywhere." You're talking to somebody. I don't want to play the audio in case I get like copyright struck or whatever. You know how it is, YouTube. But the nuke is, getting launched, right? But we don't know who we're talking to that's, launching the nuke. We just assume it's just, whatever. So the nuke comes in to Verdansk, lands right here in front of the stadium. Boom, it's blown up. All right. So that was part one of the event. Now part two was held, several hours later, into the wee hours of the night, into the next day, right, which would be today basically. All right, 10 minutes before the destruction of Verdansk. So it was like part two was, last night, and then part three kind of carried over into today. And what you're doing is it takes you to the Rebirth Island 10 minutes before, and basically on Rebirth Island, you're fighting, and you are the team that holds the nuke. They drop like a nuke crate or whatever icon, and you go secure it into the island. And the team that holds on to it for the longest, or whenever the time has expired or whatever, or the last team with the nuke, they're basically the ones that you're talking to in Verdansk that launch the nuke itself. They're the ones that supposedly save Verdansk, and they blow it up. Off in the distance, that's the nuke going off, that's Verdansk, and it blows up. All right, so that's kind of like how they relate the two. Again, it's like a 2 day thing, right? So once you're in Rebirth and that goes down, it takes you into this right here. This all happens right after that game is over. And you only get to play that game one time, that's it. And what they're showing you is basically a reversal. They're rewinding the nuke that just got called, that was by that team in Rebirth. I know if you're confused, I know I get it, right? So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. So it brings you out to like the whole globe, right? Sorry, flat earthers, it's round. And you go back in time. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I don't know, man. I think there's better ways they could have did this. I kind of like how PUBG just has separate maps and you can just kind of rotate and play whichever ones you want. A lot of people don't like that though. I get both arguments. So now we're back into the 1984 version of Verdansk, which correlates directly to Cold War, right? Modern Warfare was modern day. Verdansk was the way it was. Cold War game comes out. They ease and transition into the Cold War stuff, and then they blew up the map, and you go back in time, and this is Verdansk in 1984. So it's the same map, just reskinned. The stadium is not built up into like a modern stadium. They've got that huge scaffolding where the medical facility was, not the hospital, but the medical facility. It looks gross. It's going to be a sniper haven. Um, the quarry is not the quarry. If you guys are on, if you've ever played Verdansk, you know what I'm talking about. It's a salt mine, so it's not like all deep. There's like a giant deep quarry holes in there or whatever, where it's dug out. It looks the same. It's just a couple different colors of buildings, and they're shaped differently. The dam is not the dam. It's called the summit or whatever. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I think it's still going to be fun. I'm still going to play it. Still going to enjoy it. But everything is Cold War now. All the guns are Cold War. You can still use your Warzone loadouts, but all the floor loot is Cold War stuff. The Gulag is new. Thank God there's a new Gulag. Jesus. And you can have a secondary weapon in there now, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's like a machete, is what I saw in there. I'm not sure if it'll always be the same. Got my first win, first time in the Gulag. Got a dub on there. They've changed the rose skin up a little bit. They've made it more visible. I don't think it's enough though. I think they should add like bright colors to the rose skin, some reds or yellows or blues, because it's still going to be the OP meta operator skin that people use. But yeah, and then once you kind of mess around with this for a little bit, you back out, you load into this new thing. It's the Mount Yamantau, which is a Cold War thing. This is in regard to the hunt for Adler. Adler is one of the characters in the game for Cold War, and it almost looks like they're bringing in a new map. I know Yamantau is a new multiplayer map, but at the end here we'll see. This is actually a pretty dope like little video they show. This is one of the new guns that hasn't come out yet that will probably be another meta gun, fully automatic pistol like the Psychov. So, and there has been huge changes, right? Raven that's handling this right now has changed up so much stuff, right? The M16, the AUG has been pretty much nerfed into the ground. Nobody's going to use it anymore, I don't think. I mean, they've slowed down how fast the gun shoots, and they've nerfed it like 3 times now. So I don't think it's going to be the meta anymore. The FAR, they've hit that again. I still think the FAR will be a meta, secondary weapon, just not as effective. More people will be using like SMGs and things like that. The PPSH will probably take over as the primary one. They even nerfed the MAC-10 again a little bit. The Psychov pistols are pretty much useless now. You might as well use the Akimbo M19s if you want to run those. They're pretty damaging. Or just go back to the Renetti or the DM. Actually, I think the Renetti would be better than the Diamante for close range. I don't know, maybe. It just depends. So whatever you want to go with. But I think that the FFAR will still be viable as a pocket rocket. And they got this whole, like I said, this whole Adler thing. But they've buffed the Krig, the Cold War Krig, the FARA, the PPSH is a brand new one that everyone thinks may be a meta for the secondary weapon. The Cold War AK has gotten a buff as well. So they're pushing the Cold War guns and trying to get people away from the modern warfare guns. They even said in their patch notes they're keeping an eye on the AMAX. So they'll probably nerf that pretty soon. So this is this new map, Yamantau. It actually looks like a battle royale map, and I think is pretty dope. Maybe it's a whole new map. Maybe we'll have a rotation of 2 maps. Maybe it's like a secondary like Rebirth was, where you can choose to do it or not or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened with it. They're morphing Warzone into Cold War. But the new game is a World War II game. It's coming out in just a couple of months. Are we going to go back in time again? Because they've already said they're going to integrate Warzone into every single Call of Duty game going forward. So what the hell is that going to look? Are we going back into the 1945 Verdansk? I don't know, right? Anyways, we'll see what happens. I still think it'll be fun to try out. I already missed the old Verdansk. I don't like some of the changes, but I'm still going to give it a try and check it out. For some people, Battle Royale is just not for them. It's all about multiplayer. For people like me, I enjoy all types of game modes. I think it's healthy for the gaming environment and the community to have options. I love the fact that you drop into a map with your solo or your team and you fight it out to the last man or last team standing. I think that's awesome. I love that. No other multiplayer version gets your heart pumping like a Battle Royale does. It's you and one last person or one last team. It gets intense. It's pretty fun. It leads to a lot of good times. So there you have it, though. Just going to keep you guys up to date. You know how these developers are, man. They do what they can. So shout out to them. Anyways, thank you all so much for coming out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the ills and reals content in the game. Smash me. It's supposed to smash that like button. See you guys in the next one. Right? Peace out. Yeah.